let me introduce myself, the best recruit ever. Just kidding, but I will go over some of my training. So you gotta pull it up over there for me. So it's funny, great minds think alike. I did the same thing like Cheryl. So our team, we had 23 last month, right? And we got 23 recruits last month. And the funny thing is, the month before that, we barely even scraped 10. So that was, that's a big deal. But that also goes to show you things can change like this, right? If you just put in the work. We really just made a little bit of tiny bits of adjustments, course correct a little bit, and changed our focus, and that's how we were able to get to over 20, right? Had never even hit 20 before. So yeah, so you just gotta put in the work, right? What you do today is not just gonna come into fruition the same day. Sometimes it's next month, sometimes it's the next day, whatever, but you just gotta put in the work, right? So again, Sushio got 7 recruits, Kezia got 5, Quincia got 4, Damilola got 2, including her husband. Esso got his wife, so we got 2 couples last month. Actually, that's very exciting. Chelsea got 1, Alicia got 1, Abdul got 1, and then Cheryl did 17 team, right? So, actually, I'm about to actually bring up Quincy in a little bit here because we're gonna go over what we've been doing as far as social media, and she's just been killing it there. But this is why we recruit, right? A big team is going to beat the performance of one individual person eventually, right? Every single time. So you gotta build your team big. Rome wasn't built in one day, but it also wasn't just built by one person either, right? It was a lot easier for us to have a big team and get to 20 than have a small team and try to get to 10, right? So actually this was way easier than what we were doing last month, funny enough. And that's why you gotta build, right? When you find, so, when you find like-minded people and put them into a room and you work together, you can make a lot of things happen. And so that's what we did, right? Because you can make a lot of money all by yourself here, right? We see Sheila can easily write 20K all by herself. Now she has a team, right? And she's building and she's getting better with getting licensing a ton of people. But she on her own, she knows she can make a ton of money here too. But we also know that if we have a really big team, then we can get there even easier, right? And achieve our goals. So let me bring up Quincia real quick here. So Quincia, she did 6 recruits last month through her team. Every single one of those persons was through social media. And she did the same thing the month before that too. So she really backed her numbers up this month and was able to show us what she's been able to do with that, right? So Quincia, you want to come up real quick?
Morning, everybody.
Morning. So I'm going to interview you a little bit, right? Before that, let me go over some statistics. I went through an article and I thought that it was pretty interesting and kind of shows us why using social media is so important, right? So percentages of each age group that uses at least one social media website. So 84% of people who are between the ages of 18 and 29, 81% of 30 to 49-year-olds, 73% of 50 to 64-year-olds, and even 45% of people who are 65 or plus, right? So now 77% of businesses use social media to reach customers. 90% of users follow at least one brand on social media. 76% of social media users have purchased something they saw on social media. 11% of that buying immediately, 44% deferring online purchase for later, and 21% opting to buy in store. But also half of millennials trust influencers' products recommendations. So pretty cool, right? right? But that just shows us that, because sometimes, I don't know, like, at least for me, sometimes the internet, you know, you like don't know what's real and what's not, and you feel like other people feel that way too, but the reality is, people really trust the people that they see on social media that are posting, right? And so, we gotta use that to our advantage. So, Quincy, let's start. Tell us a little bit about yourself. What did you do before? Where are you from?
Right. So, I used to be I used to work in IT as a Scrum Master. I don't know if you guys know about Scrum, like project manager. So I got laid off in December due to budget. If you work in IT, you know what I mean. So I got laid off in December, and Bao reached out to me through resume, and then she called me to an interview. I was like, okay, since I'm not working right now, let me just show up. And I showed up. We went through the overview of the company. She introduced me and everything. So, but I am a mom of two. Sorry, I didn't say that. I'm a mom of two, and I used to have a business, a catering business. That's what I do, like most weekends. But you know, it's on order, so I'm usually free. So she invited me. I came to the office, and then she recruited me, and then she followed with me. I signed up for my exam, and then I passed. I think like 2 weeks later. Yeah, I think I passed 2 weeks later, and then here we are.
So what have you? Yeah. So what have you been using? What have you been doing?
Yeah, I've been using Snapchat and Instagram the most. So on Snapchat, what I do is to accept friend request. I accept or request friends. So I just go to my Snapchat and accept anybody that's either. I don't have to know you, so I just accept your request or add you on. Maybe if a friend posted a friend, tap a mutual friend, I'm gonna add that person as well, just to get the numbers right, because you just wanna get to know people around you. Because Snapchat, most of the time, the friends that you get are people around you. Yeah, they're not that far. So maybe DC, Virginia. So that's how the configuration or whatever they did is. So that's what I do to add people.
Yeah, sorry to interrupt, but a lot of Quincia's recruits are actually coming from Snapchat, not Instagram, right?
Yeah.
Or a little bit of both, but more so
both,
on
yeah.
Snapchat.
But I'll say mostly Snapchat, because there you just, random people. So that's basically what I do on Snapchat. And then on Instagram, I do go to popular maybe restaurants that I know that people frequent most, and then I add people around there. Or I go to mutual friends, my friends, their friends, then I add them up too. So that's how I get them. I get people on I follow people on Instagram, sorry. That's how I get to, mutual friends add up and all that through popular restaurants or popular places that I know that people frequent there. So that's basically what I do. And then when I add up, the next day I post a flyer about the so this is what Bao did for me, so it helps me a lot. I posted this on Instagram, Snapchat, and WhatsApp. So mainly WhatsApp is for people that you have that contact. But I've got some few recruiters, I've posted there and had few people. But most of the time when I put on Snapchat and Instagram, I get like 10 to 15 replies, like in the next 5 minutes. Yeah, so most of the time when I mostly post this with the amount, because when people see this, it gets them more it attracts them like, this job, maybe I can do it.
So more people are responding to the posts that have the money amount rather than the one that doesn't. Yeah.
So I've been using this the most. So when I post that 10-15 minutes, I get like 10 replies or more. Yeah. So most the questions I get when they do reach out to me, they'll ask me what's the job about. I'll just tell them, oh yeah, we do run a financial company called PSF Investments. We're looking for people to train and hire, and we're expanding our office in DC, Virginia, and Maryland. That's why we're looking for people to hire, to train and hire. Is that something you can do? The person will say yes. Okay. So I'll
what specifically? What's the role?
okay, yeah. Some ask like what exactly do we do? So I just tell them we do help families with their money and investments, and then it's paid training, right? At least that is gonna keep their mind up, like, okay, this is a job that's
So
creative.
Quincia feels that whenever you say that we have paid training, people's guard are down, because now they're not worried about needing to have prior experience and things like that. Because finance can sound kind of scary for people.
So
right?
when you say they have paid training, they say, okay, that's something they can venture in. But most people think you need to have experience in everything. But when you say that, they get to, a little bit relief, so they get more easy. So they also ask what's the pay. So what I do is, when they ask what's the pay, because most people always think paying hourly, they make more money. But the truth is, when you work for yourself, you get to be more disciplined, and then you can, get more income than when you work hourly. So they ask them the question: do you prefer working for yourself or working for someone? They'll say working for yourself. So, okay, so we are a business, so we mostly pay on commission. We'll have commission, incentives, and bonuses every month. So if you work, that if you're a hard worker, you're gonna make good money. Like maybe 2,000. If you work part time, you can make 1.5 to 2,000 a month. If you're working part time, then full time you can make 3,000 to 5,000 a month. That's what I tell them. They'll be like, okay, at least I give them the range of what you can make every month, so it doesn't get them discouraged. Because most people, when they hear sales, they're a little bit scared. They'll be like, oh, I have to put in the work and everything. They might be a little bit discouraged. So when you tell them the amount and everything, they'll be like, okay, they can, open up and then keep going instead of just laying back, because it's commission based. So yeah. So this is a sample of what I send to get people prospecting. This is the message. Say, hey there, this is one a financial service company. We are looking for part-time and full-time people to hire. Would you keep your options open for extra income? And a schedule that works for you. This slide exactly, that's how I got Damilola recruited. That's actually our conversation. So I sent that to her, and then she was like, okay, she's looking for a job. And then I asked her for her number. She gave me her number, and then I called her for an overview. You don't want to tell them on text, like you want to call them and tell them what it's all about on phone, so they can better understand. I mean, it's more transparent than you texting them what we do or how the process is all about. So I called her immediately, and then I invited her for the up meeting. She came on Wednesday. Yeah, she came. I think I called her on a Monday or Tuesday, and then she came on up for Wednesday. So when I get that number, I call and book them for up the meeting immediately.
You're not waiting a few days before you call them.
So she texted me at night, so I was like, that's late. I told her I'll call her the next day in the morning, and I did. So it depends on the time. If they give me the number in the afternoon, I'm calling them right away. I don't want to waste time. Yeah. So it depends on the hour. If it's late, that they reply me, because most of the time when you send these messages, some people won't reply. They can take days, they can take weeks, but you can follow up later just to get the results. But if they answer immediately, I make sure I call them right away, so that they don't get to doubts. They don't have doubts. So yeah, I call and book for the up meeting, and then my goal at least is to have one guest at every up meeting, either Wednesday or Saturday. So that's basically what I've been doing to get. So I've been prospecting to get recruits. Yeah.
Hey Quincy, so I think a lot of the credibility that you're building right now on social media has to do with what you post, obviously the flyer. But do you feel people go and look at your page to look at what pictures, to see you're a person, to see because it's not like you have like a bottle of liquor in your hand or something.
Right. So people, that's right. She's actually right. So I don't. People might think it's a scam. So what I do, some people, because someone told me, oh, maybe this is a scam. Like, no, it's not a scam. My page is basically my kids, my pictures, little things. I have a post about IUL, little things that I post about businesses. So I mean, they can go there and check. I'm like, no, we are a legit company. I can send them the Primerica website. They can go check it out. Because most people on social media, they actually doubt, because there are many people that scam out there, so they might think it's another way of scamming. So what I tell them is to send them our website to go check it out, or ask them their number to call them and book. But most of the time, my pictures, my profile is not, when you have to bring people out there, to bring people in, you have to give yourself a good image, right? So that's basically what I do. My profile is very, simple. I don't, because of I'm a very simple person, so I don't all those stuffs. Yeah. Very.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Awesome. So yeah, give it up to Bruce.